Hello Capricorn and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story, so we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and the higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section, we'll be looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, and especially if you're a cross-watcher, just know that this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Capricorn, we're going to start with overall energy through oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. But let's first start with your side of this connection to the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. I've also started posting a few general readings a week that I'm not posting on YouTube to my TikTok and Instagram accounts. So if you're interested in those, that information's below. But the readings on YouTube will stay the same. All right, soulmate recognition. I feel like when you met this person, there was this, very much this instant connection and this realization that there was something special here. And I think that you still see this person as very special to you, but I do feel like something's changed. Yeah, okay, well, separation. It's like even though there is separation, I still feel like there's this feeling, yeah, like this person, like you and this person were really meant to meet, which is probably making this separation extra hard because maybe it feels like you've lost, the person that you're meant to be with, your opportunity at love. You haven't, okay, because what is meant for us has never passed us, but I know how it can certainly feel that way sometimes. Let's look at this person's energy toward you. Let's try to break this down and see what's going on here. Follow your heart. Boundaries. Oh, this person's got a lot of conflicting energy showing up. It's almost like they're trying to be open and experience the love that they deserve, but they also have massive walls up, which is leading to this deja vu, I feel like, this cycle, this cyclical experience with them, where it's almost like, the connection gets close and things start to develop and there's this emotional connection, and then it feels like this person kind of gets a little spooked and puts up these walls and pushes you away, which kind of keeps this like almost like push and pull kind of energy. And there's a lot of contradiction here and their energy too. So maybe you see that contradiction in their like words versus their actions. It's like they know what they want, but they're also very afraid of it. Truth of the connection here between Capricorn and this person. Forgiveness. Is absolutely important. Forgiveness is important, but forgiveness does not equal tolerance because you have ego here. So it kind of feels that there's, so much hope when it comes to what this connection can be, what this connection could develop into, that it feels like it's hard for you to set like boundaries or speak up about your needs or your desires in a way that you usually would with this person. Like it's difficult with this person in a way that is different than other connections in your life. And I think that that's because there is such a strong pull here. Ego is definitely in the way. There's ego blocking this connection, and it could be on one side, it could be on both sides. Ego isn't to be demonized. We all have an ego. Our ego's primary goal is survival, so it is like the opposite of intimacy. It keeps us from, it keeps us in situations that it knows it can predict and survive, and it keeps us in cycles then that equates the level of love that we're used to. So for instance, a way that ego can appear is not letting people get too close, pushing them away, even though there is a desire for a connection, which I feel like is what this person is really dealing with. And I feel like this forgiveness is like, then they kind of come around, they ask for forgiveness, and then they do the whole thing over again. Almost like they have regrets. They're like, oh yeah, I made these mistakes, they have regrets. And then there's a conversation, or they ask for forgiveness, and then you give it, and then it's like back to the beginning in some sort of way, and it feels like it repeats. And I think that this is extra difficult for you because you do feel a very intense and very deep connection to this person, and it's almost like you do see that potential and maybe even the desire that this person has to be the person that that they can be, but then I don't know, that the actions keep repeating. So overall theme of this here for you, Capricorn. Remember, the only real apology is changed behavior. Otherwise, it's just manipulation. All right, overall theme of this reading for Capricorn. Ignoring the pain. There are regrets. I knew we were going to see that. I knew it. I said they had regrets. And I do feel like they do. However, I feel like this is something, because you have allow for time and space too. I feel like this is something that is like so extra complicated. Like there's so many layers to what's coming through here, where it's like, it's not so black and white. Like it's not just this person makes a mistake and, recognizes they make that mistake and then changes their behavior. It'd be nice if it were that easy, but I feel like there's a lot more at play that's affecting this person's behavior too. With this ignoring the pain, I feel like there is this part of you that's kind of pushing aside like how difficult this connection's been for you to try to hold on to the potential of what it could be. And I think that that's put you in this position of, it's an unfair position for sure, where you're definitely not receiving what it is that you deserve here, I feel like, to say the least. But let's see what else we've got. Soulmate recognition with separation. This is Capricorn's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Let's dive deeper into your energy here. Round and around and around we go. That's what I hear with this Nine of Wands. It kind of feels like this merry-go-round, or this, I think a better way to say it is this roller coaster ride, where it's thrilling and it's invigorating when things are good, but then it makes you sick. It's like you get off the ride and you're sick, and you get back on the ride because it's so worth it at the time. And I think that this energy is very like, because literally I pulled this card and I feel like a dizziness. Here you are, the Queen of Pentacles, but it's Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And you don't have to be female for this to be your energy. This is just feminine, earth energy, which we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. But here's the thing, is I feel like you're so committed, or have been so committed to this person and to this connection, that it's almost like you spent so much time and energy and investment into this that it's hard for you to give up on it. And I think that that's natural and that's very normal. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is this energy of, I feel like this connection has a way, like a tendency, or like this person really knows how to like poke your buttons in a way. It's like it can really unground you very quickly. And I think that, again, that kind of goes with the dizziness and like the thrill of everything is, you know, when it's good, it's really good, and emotions are high in that way. But when it's bad, it's like really bad, but emotions are still so intense that it's almost like this like addiction to the thrill of it all. And I think that that is what kind of keeps this connection going, is like when there is that almost like intoxicating energy. It's, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, like if we could just build on this, then things could be so good. But then eventually there is some sort of crash. What else here? What other message? Capricorn side of this connection. Okay, Hangman in reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool. I feel like you've been like tight, or white knuckle tight gripped on the potential of this connection, and it's made it really hard for you to see things clearly, because I feel like you do see, it's like you see through this person's behavior. It's like you're able to understand that the things that they do and the ways that they behave, maybe that's not the version of them that you see them as, or that you know that they can be. And I feel like you know this person's heart, and you really feel like you know, this connection could be so good if this person were able to fully align with that version of them, like the follow your heart card here. It's like, you know, their heart, but they struggle to follow it. I feel like they're very deep in self-protection, and it's like they're so closed off. So I feel like you're kind of like chiseling away, trying to get you know, close to them, while they're just as quickly, if not faster, building up more wall between you and them. And I do feel like those walls do come down sometimes. And I think that you do see that glimpse of like, oh, this is, and I feel like that's the Ace of Swords. It's like you see this glimpse of like, oh, this is who they really are. This is who they could be. And then like you wait around for the Fool, which is this new beginning in this connection where things eventually get to a point where consistently this person is showing up like that. But then it's just like the whole thing kind of repeats, and you end up back in the same place. And I think that it's been a wild ride, to say the least. Let's see what they've got going on, though. This person's energy toward you, boundaries with follow your heart. And like I said, their energy is very conflicting. They're very conflicted. But not necessarily, I don't think, about feelings for you. It's just, I don't know, their energy is very contradictory. It's like it clashes. Let's see. This person's energy toward you, Capricorn. Yeah, see, Knight of Cups, this person does have feelings for you. Yeah, there you are. Queen of Pentacles. They do have feelings for you here. And that's why I knew it. I knew it right out of the gate. I was like, I don't think this person's necessarily conflicted about their feelings. Oh, but there's the Seven of Wands. What else? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. See, you had the Seven of Pentacles upright. And then there's that Five of Wands that I'm feeling. That like conflicting, contradicting, almost like it's like they're at war with themselves in some way. yeah, because it's like seeing the Knight of Cups with the Seven of Wands. It's like, I really want this and I desire this connection, but don't get too close. like come here, come closer to me. Wait, no, stay far away. And that energy, that push pull that I feel like you're feeling is probably very confusing in a lot of ways, because I think that there's maybe this energy of what the hell did I do wrong, or like, why was this person this way one day and this way the next? Like, what the hell's going on? It kind of keeps you almost like in this state of fight or flight too, where you're trying to find safety and security in this. But I feel like there is very much a lack of security, because I do feel like this person's behavior is so unpredictable, but like so unpredictable to the extent that it's predictable, where like, you guys are in this separation, but it's like, oh, this is, how it goes. This person pushes me away and we end up here, and then, whatever. Things go, they apologize or whatever happens, and you end up kind of back on the same ride again. And I think that that's what's so interesting about this person's energy, is like they desire that closeness, but then they make certain decisions to push you away. And I see that like with the boundaries and the Seven of Wands. Like, look at the Seven of Wands. It's like they're trying to protect themselves, right? They make certain decisions to try to push you away, that actually very much then go against what it is that they desire. So then they turn around and they're like, man, I wish I didn't do that, or I do have regrets around that. I do very much care about this connection. I have feelings for Capricorn. Like, I want this to develop. And then, so they come back and they're like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have regrets. I made mistakes. And then, but then it's like that energy pops up again and again and again. And, I think that, and I said that from the very beginning, I know that I did, but with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, there is a lack of commitment, and almost like they struggle to really commit to not just you. This isn't just about their commitment to you. This is their commitment to themselves too, because if they're not committing to showing up for the things that they really deserve and desire for them, then it's not about them not committing to you as much as it's them not committing to them. And I feel like that's really important, because then on the flip side, you might be looking at this like, what could I do differently, or how can I make Capricorn be consistent, or not Capricorn, this person, you're saying, how can I make this person be consistent and show up for me in the way that I need, in the way that I deserve. And I think that makes you, it's almost like shape shifting, like you're trying to be what this person needs and what you think that they desire. And it just feels like no matter what, it's never enough. And I think that it's because it's not them not committing to you. They have the feelings for you. That's there. I see it with the Knight of Cups and the in general, the kind of warmth that I feel like they do have toward this connection. But the way that I feel this, like it's so hot, cold. It's like there is warmth toward it, but then it's like, it's so icy too at the same time. Like their behavior and the way that they show up, and maybe even their communication, it's so distant, even though there is that desire there. So that back and forth and left and right and up and down energy, the way that people show up in relationships, the way that people love is how they've been loved. It's how they've been taught to love, right? By the types of relationships that they've experienced. So if they've only ever experienced inconsistent love or a lack of commitment, or they've never been chosen or valued in the way that they deserve, that's how they're going to show up. Now, we make the mistake whenever we think, okay, well, let me show them what love really is, right? Because we want to be, for them what it is that they've always wanted. But if somebody isn't doing the work to look at those wounds and how they're very driven by those wounds, they're not going to be able to show up better for you, because no matter what, they're looking at love from this place of, or connection or intimacy or closeness from this place of, this equals danger. Every time I let people in, I get disappointed. People never commit to me. They never choose me. They never value me in the way that I deserve. So then they turn around and they don't do those things for other people. So I feel like this person has a lot of healing to do, because this contradictory energy it's very confusing. I mean, even just as a reader, it's very confusing. So I can only imagine how confusing it is for you, because there's this warmth, but then there's this iciness, and then there's this desire, but then there's this, this pushing it away. And I think that, looking at the bigger picture is really important. First of all, knowing that this behavior doesn't have anything to do with you, because I know sometimes we can really tie our self-worth and our belief in our worthiness and our deservingness to how somebody treats us. People don't treat us like they value us. They treat us like they value themselves. And when we're aware of that, we can kind of take a step back and look at, okay, how is this asking me to show up for me? Because you've done everything you can to fully commit to this person, right? But they're not committing to you. Not because you're not doing enough or because you're not enough, but because they've got things that they've buried that keep them in this kind of wishy-washy energy here. It is very unfair to you. You deserve consistency. You deserve emotional security. and you deserve to be loved and valued and chosen and committed to in the ways that you do for others. So I feel like, yes, they have regrets in how they act, but again, remember, the only real apology is changed behavior. And I think at the same time, like, making sure that you're paying attention to the cycle that's taking place and how you can, show up to make sure that you're protecting yourself from how things are going, because this can really chip at your self-worth. I mean, the more that somebody doesn't choose you, doesn't value you, doesn't love you, doesn't show up for you consistently, like, it can chip away at your self-worth and make you feel, especially when you feel such a strong and intense connection to them, like, it can make you feel like no matter how hard I try, I'm not enough for the love that I desire. But that isn't the case. I can see how one would view it that way, but that's not the case. There's a lot more to this story, and I think that it has to do, because, each relationship is made up of two parts, right? You can only do so much. You can do your part, and we can continue to make sure that we're showing up in the way that we need to, but other people have to be doing that as well, and that comes with change behavior, not just a promise of change behavior. Okay, I'm gonna hop on over to the extended. You have ego with forgiveness. I'm gonna dive deeper into this, looking at the deeper purpose and the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. And then I've got an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.